Basically, the idea is to free empty space from the fact that they're vacant. So the idea is that there's so many empty places in Brussels, and we turn these empty spaces in temporary cultural or social centers. And we've been occupying about 20 buildings. Currently, we're occupying about 10 different places. What I really like is when it's pretty active, when the people that actually use the space can enjoy the fact of not only having access to space, more like when people can meet, exchange, create together, and then there's a feeling of like something new, it gives ambition to people, it gives them motivation, and then they can help each other out in doing something. So that's why I like this one very much, of course, because like we have the kitchen with different projects, there's the bicycle fixing workshop, there's the sound system kind of like micro factory. We have the co-working space there, and like 4 apartments there with very different types of people living. And so here the bar, and then we have like all types of events, because in such a place you can actually do whatever you want. So I like this. The first step is to free the building, so to make sure that we can use the place. But again, that's where I thought like the architects can help us, because in some places I would feel this space is shitty, like this space is not exciting, and then I bring some architects and you guys are just fucking crazy. You come there and you see opportunities and possibilities maybe where we don't see them. I believe everything is about trying and failing, right? It's not because you succeed once that you can just replicate the same model in another place. Nowadays, I believe it's difficult to start something if you need to provide guarantee that it will succeed. It's not possible. What we're doing is we give the opportunity to people that have ambition and dreams to make it happen. And again, if it does not happen because they totally fail, it's fine. Then at least they can say, I've tried, and maybe I know why I failed and I can calibrate. Or maybe they just fail and they discover that they didn't even like doing it, or maybe they have other stuff to do. Let's say on the concrete world, maybe one of the first need would be space. If we're okay to fail, then we're okay to be more creative, then we're okay to try stuff that we wouldn't have dared to do. And I think this is something that we add like as a value, that if you're okay to fail, if you're okay to try stuff, then it also means that the work we're doing for 1, 2, 3, 5 years in the building while it's temporary, and if we do a relatively serious work of reporting that, it can also influence the project that will follow, right? Then I also believe if we do a great work of reporting, we would be able to say after a few years, this works, this doesn't work, this is a huge need for the community surrounding the building, and so this is, with a great work of reporting and of experimenting, then we can also actually, I really do believe, influence the project that will follow. Instead of saying we're doing temporary use, we're doing like transitory use, kind of like going from one step to another of the building, and not only kind of using it and making it useful for 2 years, but using it, making it useful for 2 years, but also using this experience to better the long-term project.
This was a paper that I wrote in my 3rd year of my bachelor in sociology and anthropology. So it was a workshop that we did about an initiative about the Petite Ceinture in Brussels. Mm-hmm. It's horrible for for pollution, and there's just like so much traffic as well. We focused on the area from Bru.s.l.xl until Port de Ninove. You can see that there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of so it's densely populated. There's quite a lot of crime, especially in the area of Abbé Culitz, because it's right next to La Place Les Mens, that's known for drug trade, I guess. It really had a bad reputation. Now it's improved, but it's still a bit dodgy. And there is the Parc de la Rosée. So they have some green spaces, but it's still not big enough for the population. And you saw that there's a lot of kids, and so they don't have a lot of space to play. And since a lot of people don't have jobs, they they're just out in the streets, kind of problematic. A space for the neighborhood where people can come and like relax and can have like activities. This space is a really good opportunity for that. Another statistics that we got was the taux d'occupation du stationnement en voirie en début de matinée. A lot of people have cars in that neighborhood, and then so parking spaces are really like often used. And so I think if you were to take away that parking space, it would maybe cause some problems. The petite ceinture it's like a physical barrier between two worlds. So there's like the center of Brussels in the Pentagon. When you cross it, like when you come from Kurgan-Prosy, Kurgan-Barra, and you cross it to go to the center, you see it's like completely different. The streets are way cleaner. There's less people in the street. It's really like a barrier. People don't really cross it. They never go into the center. Sometimes people go into poor neighborhoods and they set up this project that they think is going to be really awesome for the community, but they don't really get the community's take on it. Also, a lot of people are like unemployed. They don't really have a good level of education and stuff. They're usually not well informed on like the political decisions that are being made, and they're really unhappy about it, but then they don't participate because they don't know how, or politics don't take into account their opinions, what they need and what they want. And so I think like asking what the neighborhood wants, even if it's like parking, it's like asking them and being open towards them, not just like imposing your project that you think is going to be so great. It doesn't fit with what they want or what they need. So this is more about them creating the space for them and responding to what they need. Painting the space together would be really cool because they're going to be the ones who are going to end up using it. So build up trust in their neighborhood. I think it's a good way to get people to get invested or interested in the project, and also they become maybe less nervous or around the project. So the kids can come, and like parents can also come, and they can meet the people who are going to be using the space, and so they can see where their kids are going to be spending time. A big part of Communa is we really want to bring together the neighborhood.